All right, folks, we haven't done a Matt Powell in a long time, only because he hasn't really been putting out a lot of stuff. He's working diligently at his movie that has missed every deadline
ever.
Yeah, it's almost like movies require a little bit of work.
Well, his is like aiming for like a 60-minute runtime and stuff, and it's like,
really?
I don't consider that a movie. That's
not a movie. That's an episode of something.
That's our show. That's 1/3 of our patron show.
I know. I was like, every week you put something out like that. Like,
yeah, that's not a movie. And
hey, you have to drag people to your church. They come to ours. They come. Right. Anyway,
right, and I'm sure some of them even come after.
And he's wearing this jaunty, cute little like gray and white stripedy shirt with this white pocket thing on the front of it, and it's just like, honey, Matt.
Oh, baby, sweetie. Hire someone to help you style yourself. Their service exists.
Yeah.
He's got this thing that he needs to really take care of. He needs to take care of this.
Oh, he has the unibrow. Oh,
well, I don't know if it's the low light on the camera, but it's not doing him any fucking favors.
Roger shaves his.
I do mine every couple of weeks. I have to take care of it because it just grows in a little bit.
I take care of my mustache.
Pluck. Don't shave. Pluck.
Pluck is pluck. Shaving is like,
Rogers
I'm done for a while.
Rogers is really thick. Honestly, it does him better to shave it.
Yeah. Anyway,
like plucking, it would be better to wax, but he's afraid of it. So.
Oh no, wax is nothing.
No, I know. He doesn't know though. I've tried to tell him. Like waxing would be like, you're done, but he doesn't believe me.
Start him with nostril waxing because I love that shit.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. That's terrible. You need those hairs.
No, you don't.
There's
not the ones that are poking out. You know,
you just trim those. Just scissors.
Waxing's way better, and it clears up your like space in there. Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, I don't have a lot of hair there, so I do have a mustache though, and I
guys, we're doing the thing. We're doing the.
Matt, let's talk about body hair. God,
I know. Matt wants to talk to us about it. He's going to update us on his movie. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Matt Powell with Way of Truth. I just wanted to provide everybody with a quick update. Obviously, our new film, entitled Science Falsely So Called, is supposed to be coming out in 2 days, or was supposed to. Obviously, we had to push the release date off another month due to some editing, and we got to do just a few more interviews to touch on a couple topics that haven't been done yet. So the release date is October 22nd.
It's November 11th as we're recording right now.
When did he put that out? When's this video from?
September 20th. So
September 20th, and he says they still have some things to film and editing to do.
This was his announcement of the delayed date. This was the delayed date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't do additional filming and edit an entire film, a 60-minute film. You can't do that. You can't do that and have it ready to go in a month.
If it was a film, yes, you couldn't do that in a month. However, his is like the I'm talking to Steven Anderson kind of video.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is that this is Science So Called. What is it?
Well, first, that's a terrible
Science
title.
Something called? I don't know. Anyway, it's basically like trying to disprove science, which, oh God, this is going to be delicious. But he's clearly lacking so much subject material because there's just not enough subject material to disprove science.
And he brings he brings up in his video about how evolution is stupid and everything. It's like young Earth creationism is evolution on fucking steroids.
Yeah,
it would have to be.
Same thing. They believe in microevolution. There's not macro, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
But no, it doesn't make any sense. Like, how do we get speciation from the small number of kinds that were on the ark to what we have now?
They say that we've never seen, like, they say that we've never seen like one species turn into a completely different species, but we have witnessed speciation.
Yeah,
we've seen gecko turn into another kind of gecko that can't just geckos, for instance, reproduce with the geckos that they were separated from. Like, we know that happens, but they're still geckos, so they're like, that doesn't count. But then I'm like, but what if that happens for millions of years? But
instead of 6,000,
science falsely so-called, something like that. Which that's a terrible title.
Yeah, it really is.
But the thing is, like, hun, if you had enough material, you've been working on this for how long now?
Yeah, quite a while.
You should have enough material. Why do you need more interviews?
We could make a movie based on the stuff that we do every week.
Oh,
and I guarantee you, we could record everything within a matter of 2 weeks once we had a shooting script ready to go.
Oh yeah, we could do it.
We can have a movie out quicker than this guy could.
I'd give us a month for shooting, just because we are busy people with lives.
I give it 6 months for post production. That's what you have to give a generous post production schedule.
Post production should be bare minimum twice what your shooting schedule was.
Bare minimum, yeah. So we would do. So let's say a month shooting schedule, so that everyone has time to work in their schedules, and then 6 months post production. Because again, this isn't our full-time job. This isn't how we make money. Nope. So we all work around it, and we make time to put that together. We have a 60-minute like mini documentary in 6 months that actually wouldn't take much out of our lives to do.
Yeah, because you know what we could do for a lot of the science stuff that we have out there?
Talk to scientists we know.
We have science. There are science resources that you can use, and you can use the animations and stuff that they give you as long as you attribute it. You know,
yeah,
it's amazing, and they will use the same shit in their stuff, but they'll be like, "Her, it's not real." But we do need to get back to Matt.
Okay. Scientists, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here we go.
And I also wanted to just address because my email gets flooded from all these so-called Christians that tell me that I'm crazy for not believing in evolution.
Nice fallacy you got there.
Yeah, so-called Christians. Right.
Back to it. I'm going to let him talk.
I just want to state right now that, secular sources are now coming out in 2018 America and stating that evolution's a fraud.
No, they're not. No.
You're muted, Felicia, but I see you're saying just one.
Just give us one.
Just give us
one.
Yeah.
One secular source that says that. Just one,
He's going to bring up an article.
And you say, oh, man, I've never heard of that. What are you talking about? Well, let me just give you one. Obviously, Tech Times is a very famous group, and they deal with a lot of science. And Tech Times just came out with this article this year. And it says, massive genetic...
Tech Times from May of 2018 says, massive genetic study reveals 90% of Earth's animals appeared at the same time.
So...
study.
Yeah, it's called the Precambrian. What is it? The Precambrian explosion.
The Precambrian explosion.
The Precambrian explosion. Yeah, that doesn't disprove evolution at all.
Yeah.
Just listen to him twist that, though. We know what it is. Just listen to him twist it.
It reveals 90% of Earth's animals appeared at the same time. So what does that sound like to you? 90% or 9 out of 10 animals appeared at the same time. That's creation.
No.
Why?
Okay.
Hang on. Before we get any further into this fucking insanity, 9 out of 10 animals created is creation? No, Matt.
No.
100% of animals.
That's what I was gonna say. 100% is creation. 100%. With no change, with no speciation, with no fossil record, with none of that shit is creation.
Right. But it was also just
with no change over time.
Right.
With no genetic anomalies. That's creation.
Right. And it was also just 9 out of 10 at that time. Not current.
Just a snapshot. I think he's saying like the current animals, 9 out of 10. That doesn't even make sense. I need to see the article. Like I'm sure it's referring.
I was gonna go look for it, but he just okay. If 90% of the animals appeared on the Earth at the same time, how many of them are left, Matt? I mean, that's the question I want to ask you next. Is like,
what kind of speciation have we seen since then? How have they changed? What has happened? Like, oh my God, What are you talking? And no, 90% isn't creation, motherfucker. What about all the ones before that one? Like
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is creation.
Right.
Not
and
9
how
out of
much?
10.
And how much are we willing to bet that he is just grossly misreading that article? Because I can almost guarantee you when they say it happened, they appeared at the same time, they mean in the same era.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what it means.
Well,
I'm going to let him speak. I'm going to let him speak.
Thousands of years.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You know, something brought these things into being at the same time. And notice what else this article says, just right at the very beginning. It says, landmark new research that involves analyzing millions of DNA barcodes has debunked much of what we know today about the evolution of species. So to claim, evolution science, Brother Powell, why don't you believe in evolution? Why would I believe it? It's stupid.
Oh, that's a great argument.
Well done. Well
done.
Okay, he's going to continue with more of the article.
Okay.
So, here we go.
And, the article also goes on to say this. In a massive genetic study, senior research associate at the Program for Human Environment at Rockefeller University.
You could skip past all this and, go into actually what it says. But, I mean, we're not one to critique people on how they make content on YouTube or anything. I mean, it's not like we haven't been at this for a really, really fucking long time.
Mark Stoker in the University of Basel, geneticist David Thaler discovered that virtually 90% of all animals on the earth appeared or came into being at right around the same time.
And the line, he puts it on his video, the line right below it. More specifically, they found that 9 out of 10 animal species on the planet came to being at the same time the humans did, some 100 to 200,000 years ago.
But that's not relevant. That's just saying that there's not been any massive, evolutionary shift into 100,000 years. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Are you saying there hasn't been an emergence, a mass extinction in the last 200,000 years? Correct, motherfucker. That's how this shit works. Are you saying that almost all of the species that exist on the planet are within the same range as they were back then? Yeah. It's been 200,000 years. Evolution works on millions and millions and millions of years. I thought he didn't believe that the Earth was 200,000 years old, though.
No, here's the thing, though. It says here in this article, I have the rest of it in front of me right now.
Oh, beautiful. There we go.
Over the last decade, hundreds of scientists have collected around 5 million DNA barcodes from 100,000 animal species in different parts of the globe. These people looked at these 5 million genetic imprints to find one of the most surprising discoveries about evolution to date. There are 2 types of DNA. Most people know about nuclear DNA. This is the DNA containing the genetic blueprint for each individual. It is passed down from the parents to the offspring. The genome is made from different kinds of molecules arranged in pairs. There are 3 billion of these pairs, which are then used to form thousands of genes. The other, less familiar type of DNA is mitochondrial DNA.
Right.
Mitochondria generate energy for the cell, blah, 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 blah. Their DNA is also different enough that we can distinguish between species in every one of these cells. So he said the biologist in the Biodiversity Institute of Ontario developed a new way to identify species by studying the COI gene, which is the mitochondrial gene that's in there, which is used to create DNA barcodes. So in analyzing the COI of these 100,000 species, the scientists arrived at the conclusion that most animals appeared simultaneously. They found that the neutral mutation across species were not as varied as expected. Neutral mutation refers to the slight DNA changes that occur across generations. They can be compared to tree rings because they can tell how old a certain species or individual is. As to know how that could have happened, it is unclear. It is likely possible that it is the occurrence of a sudden event that caused large-scale environmental trauma and wiped out the majority of Earth's species.
There it is! The Permian event! The Permian event. It's referring back to the Permian event. It's
viruses, ice ages, successful new competitors, loss of prey. All of these may cause periods when the population of an animal drops sharply, it says here. Such times give rise to sweeping genetic changes across the planet, causing new species to appear. However, the last time such an occurrence took place was 65 million years ago, when when an asteroid hit the Earth and killed off the dinosaurs and half of all other species on the planet. So it's 90% of the species now.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And it's not even a new.
We talked about mass extinction just a few minutes ago. We mentioned mass extinction. We talked about mass extinction events.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
It's not even. This isn't even a new concept. Really, the majority of what this particular research study did was confirm some hypothesis. They
was an explosion of species.
Yeah, I mean the idea of several genetic bottlenecks happening. It's been apparent because they've been able to examine mitochondrial DNA for quite a while now, and they have seen that there are very few variations.
But the variation wasn't as extent as they expected.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get a quote-unquote barcode of a species based on nuclear DNA because it's too fucking varied.
We also
mitochondrial, you can. So
we also need to remember this is a singular study. And it is really not relevant unless it's been replicated multiple times.
Right. And falsified.
And falsified, exactly. Right. So this is interesting, and it's certainly a valid study, and that we can go, oh, that's interesting. But it doesn't actually confirm anything yet.
And it definitely, doesn't fucking confirm creationism.
Not even close.
No, it doesn't.
It's just talking
this about. It's not even particularly new.
No, it's just saying that there wasn't as much variation in the current species as we thought there would be Matt, in this study.
Matt, horseshoe crabs. That's all I'm going to say. Just horseshoe crabs. Go look at those crazy motherfuckers and tell me that
those guys are fucking awesome. I love those things.
They're those blue-blooded bastards.
Yeah.
Cuttlefish are highly almost unevolved for millions of years. They're really
And they scare Ulysses Claw too.
I know cuttlefish.
Yeah, Matt, you're out of your league. Shut up. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't.
I look
don't
forward.
have the basis to understand.
We're calling it right now. Special event where we go over Matt Powell's movie. That's going to be what we're going to do. We're going to have to do that.
So when it eventually comes out, a year from
never.
No. A year from next Tuesday.
He keeps putting the box art. That's a thing that you need to worry about nowadays.
Really?
When it comes to making these things. He is obviously doing I'm going to make movies and sell them to people because I want to be a ray comfort and make millions of dollars being a Christian thing.